Right, we are all set to go for the junior final here at Zuera in Spain. Round 3 of the 2014 Rotax Max Euro Challenge. There on the grid are the carts ready for what are going to be 2 formation laps, followed by a 10-lap race. To the left, Dave Wood, number 49, on pole position, alongside Marta Garcia in the number 53 cart. She's having a great weekend so far. She's the only driver really to have threatened a Dave Wood victory this weekend. Dave won all of his heats yesterday. He was quickest in qualifying, but Marta has been running him close all weekend long. She was second to him qualifying, and she won 2 heats yesterday, and she led part of the pre-final. So Dave Wood knows he's got a battle on here. The problem for Marta is that she's on the outside line, which, as we know from what we've seen all weekend long, means that you can lose a bunch of places at the start if you're not careful. On road 2, Marcus Armstrong, his first ever visit to Zuera in this championship, having a great time of it. Darren Keane is alongside in 4th. So the New Zealander and the Irish-American driver are on road 2. Dean McDonald from Scotland, 5th on the grid, looking to get another good result here. The driver who came into this weekend 3rd in the championship behind Richard Verschoor and Tommy Preining, who have both had disappointing weekends so far. So Dean in an opportunity here to really close the gap to the top 2 in the championship. Max Hoffer from Austria is alongside. He starts 6th. On row 4, Max Timmermans and another quick Spaniard, Luke Ibanez, going well this weekend. So the Belgian and the Spanish driver on row 4. On row 5 then, Mick Wieshofer from Austria, Bidana Minang from Indonesia completing the top 10. On row 6, Ayrton Simmons and Giannis Slavinsky. Row 7, Adrian Renadan and Alex Quinn. Row 8, Maurizio van der Laan and Thomas Preining, the championship leader, who is there 16th on the grid. Row 9, Scott Simmons and Jack Martin. Row 10, Richard Verschoor, 2nd in the championship, having, I won't quote exactly what he said, but having the worst weekend that he's ever had, he said, but who knows what he can do. He might as well go for it from 19th position. Jack McCarthy alongside 20th on the grid. Row 11, Leonard Hugenboom, who's risen from the second chance heat, so he came from the back up to 21st in the pre-finals. Jan Frankenbetzer likewise starting on the outside of row 11. Row 12, Finley Hutchison and Nicholas Scholl. Row 13, Jakob Betzel and Chao Zhu. Row 14, Daniel Luco and Rinus van Kalmthout, who should come through there because he's a quick driver in the number 12 cart. Luke Wilhelms and Andrew Wong on row 15. On row 16, Javier Gonzalez and Jordan Brown-Nutley. Row 17, Luke Wooder, who got hit out in the pre-final and therefore should come through because he's been quick. And of course, he's the younger brother of the pole sitter, Dave Wooder. And Presley Martano is at the back of the grid, having been excluded from the pre-final when Presley did finish in the top 10. So everybody else shuffled forward. We're getting ready for the start of the race. It's a 10-lapper, and to talk you through the start, here is Matt Suckling.
Thanks very much, Chris. So then, junior time once again as the carts head round the final corner here at the Zuera circuit in Spain. As you said, slightly longer with 10 laps ahead of them. Not quite as long as DD2 and seniors, but still they're going to have a tough time out there on circuit. Marta Garcia is there in 2nd. Dave Wooder starts from the pole position. How's it all going to shape out? The run down towards turn number 1 as the race gets underway. It's the inside line that gives everyone a great opportunity. Dave Wooder, Marcus Armstrong and Dean McDonald, your top 3 on the run down towards turn 2. There's contact in the middle of the field, near enough towards the front in fact. It was on the inside line. It's not Marta Garcia because she's come through in 4th place, so she's held on to it for the time being. Up towards turn 3 for the first time of asking. We know how the top 4 shape themselves out then. Dave Wooder, the man who's won the heats, won the pre-final and leads this one as well, is Ayrton Simmons, who has run pretty well so far this weekend, that found himself off the track down at turn number 2. He rejoins, but a long way down and may have a problem with that cart as well. So Ayrton Simmons right at the back and a lot of work to do with the remaining 9 laps ahead of us. But Dave Wooder leads the pack on his own pretty much. It's 2nd place for Marcus Armstrong, his teammate, that pushes on hard as well. And Tommy Preining was another man involved in that incident down towards the back of the field. So just as we talked to him on the grid, he said he's hoping to get inside the top 10, but Tommy now finds himself, just like Ayrton Simmons, at the back of the field. Unless there's any slowdown on this race, it looks like Tommy Preining's suffering a very bad result. Luckily for him, he can have one poor drop result. For 2nd place, side by side in towards turn number 1, it's Marcus Armstrong that just about holds on to it. Dean McDonald was the man trying to go for it, and also in there as well as Marta Garcia, our Spaniard, our female racer, mixing it with the boys here this weekend. She sits in 4th up the road. Dean McDonald trying for a move on Marcus Armstrong once again at turn 3. He goes down the inside line. Marta Garcia is going to follow as well. Can Marcus Armstrong fight back on the run down towards turn number 4? Yes, he can. He slots back into 3rd. Marta Garcia to 4th, and Dean McDonald now settles into 2nd place.
Yeah, good patient driving this from Dean McDonald. Didn't panic at the first lap. He's got himself to the head of that trio, battling over second place now. And he needs to quickly get on with it because the leader is already nearly 7/10 of a second clear, Dave Wooder. And we know that Dave Wooder gets the lead. He tends to go off into the distance here this weekend, looking to make it 2 major wins out of 2 here at Zuera, because he won the International Open event at the end of 2013, which got him a ticket as an invitational entry into the World Finals, the Grand Finals at New Orleans at the end of 2013. So out of turn 9 comes the race leader. There you can see him, Dave Wooder, there in second. Dean McDonald in the green and yellow helmet with the green and white suit. And then Marcus Armstrong, the New Zealander, right with him now, breathing down his neck, coming alongside him and slotting his Dan Holland racing cart down the inside to go into second place. But down at turn 3, there might be a change back because Dean McDonald is desperately trying to fight back. He's got to watch himself though, because Marta Garcia's gone down the inside. Marta tries to get up to third place here, and she's done it. Marta Garcia goes third. So the race leader from Great Britain is Dave Wooder. In second position from New Zealand, it's Marcus Armstrong. Third place from Spain, it's Marta Garcia. And in fourth position from Great Britain, from Scotland, it is Dean McDonald. Then a bit of a gap back to Max Timmermans from Belgium in 5th place, but looking quick here. Mick Wieshoff, Richard Verschoor then up to 7th place. Richard Verschoor has gone from 19th up into the top 10. He's in 7th place. Maurizio van der Laan is 8th. Luc Ibanez is 9th. So we've got 3 Spaniards in the top 10, and Adrian Renadem is rounding out the top 10 positions as they come out to start a new lap, Matt.
Yep, and all this place swapping for second place has really let Dave Wooder get away now in the lead of the race. His gap is up to just near enough a second now, so he's pulling away at the head of the field. Marcus Armstrong again has to defend from the new third place driver, which is Marta Garcia. 4th place is that of Dean McDonald, who's going to make a move this time at turn number 3. They all look for it. Marta Garcia goes for it down the inside line. Dean McDonald follows as well, so Marcus Armstrong is muscled back into 4th place, and he's lost a huge amount of time to those 2 that have just gone through. And look who's now creeping onto the tail of him. Richard Verschoor from down the field finds himself in 5th place in this race, and taking with him, he's got Maurizio van der Laan, and also Max Timmermans is there as well. So a great scrap now evolving for this second place on the track, held by Marta Garcia. We've now got Dean McDonald into that 3rd place, and 4th place, starting to feel all that pressure from behind, is going to be Marcus Armstrong. Up towards turn 7 they go. Dave Wooder still leads this one by near enough a second. It's probably going to be extended this time as well as they come across the line. But now that battle we had with about 2 or 3 carts is going to be grown to about 6 or 7. So it's a great scrap going on for second as they come through the final corner once again. Who's looking to make a move? In fact, it looks to be Maurizio van der Laan, the one that sits there at the minute on the track in looks to be 7th place. Tries to get higher up the order. A move being made down the inside there. And Maurizio van der Laan goes on Richard Verschoor. Also in the mix as well, it looks to be the cart of Max Timmermans trying to defend also up towards turn number 3. But this is a great race so far for juniors. One that's led by Dave Wooder. 2nd, Marta Garcia. 3rd, Dean McDonald. And here goes the scrap for 4th place. Try and work it out. Richard Verschoor has it at the minute. Marcus Armstrong has lost another place. And Maurizio van der Laan stayed where he was.
Yeah, so 5 of them scrapping away there in that battle for 4th, 5th place. Max Timmermans has slipped back a couple of places, as you say. Marta Garcia starting to break away a little bit now, I think, from Dean McDonald in 3rd position. The driver in 3rd place in his first season of junior racing, having been a cadet in the UK, which is a category for 8 to 12-year-olds, just the 60 cc's. Then he moved up to Minimax last year and junior Rotax this year. So Dean McDonald really stepping up into a really big league now, and his first full season of European Championship racing going really well. The former cadet champion of Great Britain 2 years ago, also won the Kart Masters GP title, goes through. All of the top 3 have set their fastest laps of the race, and they're all almost identical. 65.514 for the leader, 65.503 for Garcia in 2nd, 65.521 for McDonald in 3rd. So the gap staying very, very similar between them. Richard Verschoor maybe starting to catch them though in 4th place on this next lap now that he's shaken clear of the rest of the pack. You've got Marcus Armstrong back up now ahead of Maurizio van der Laan at the start of this lap, so back up into 5th place. Van der Laan down to 6th. Armstrong still in a position to pick up his best result of the season so far, but he had definitely got his sights set on a podium finish this weekend. He certainly went like a train yesterday, but quite worked out for him so far today. One driver in the middle of the pack running wide at turn 6, but he's able to get back onto the track as the race leader makes his way into turn number 9 now. Dave Wooder, 1.3 seconds clear at the end of the previous lap. 4 laps to go when he crosses the line. Through he goes. His lap time is a 65.315, 65.362 for Marta Garcia, 65.4 for Dean McDonald. So just eking out his advantage a little bit here. Out of interest, Thomas Preining has got the fastest lap of the race, 65.298. He's had 2 perfect weekends, and he's now having the counter opposite of that. He's having a nightmare weekend, but he'll just see how high up the order he can get.
Now we know Richard Verschoor is a very quick driver, sits there in 4th place at the minute. Just wondering though if he's saved a good set of tyres for this final, because he's made great progress from 19th on the grid, 4th place at the minute. Can he get any higher in this race for the remaining 4 laps? Well, he's not doing too bad a job at the minute. Can't quite bring that gap though down to Dean McDonald in 3rd place. He'll try his best. Last time round he was a couple of tenths slower than Dean McDonald, who does sit there in 3rd. Further back, 5th place is Maurizio van der Laan. Managed to get past Marcus Armstrong at the beginning of this lap. So Maurizio's having a good run of form as well. And there's a great tussle once again going on behind those 2 carts. We've got Dzina Slavinsky, Luke Ibanez and Max Timmermans all within those 3 carts fighting inside the top 10 at the minute. So we'll look out for them as they come across the line. The one that leads it is Slavinsky, being pushed all the way by Luke Ibanez through turn number 1. What can Ibanez do down at turn number 2 this time? Nothing really. He has to sit there, just watch what's happening in front of him, and possibly he'll have a charge at turn number 3, which he's about to do. Ibanez down the inside line. He goes through nicely on Slavinsky there, but now can Slavinsky get the cut back? They run side by side in towards turn number 4, and also getting past there Max Timmermans. So not losing 1 but 2 places does Luke Ibanez. So both of the Strawberry Racing carts now past him on the run down towards turn number 6, which our race leader Dave Wooder has just negotiated. The gap now between himself and Marta Garcia in 2nd place is up to 1.3 seconds. Dean McDonald there in 3rd, and Richard Verschoor still leads the train of carts for 4th place. Behind him, Maurizio van der Laan and Marcus Armstrong.
Further back down the pack, Thomas Preining, the championship leader, and Darren Keane, who was the other one that fell down the order in the first lap, are trying desperately to work their way back through the order, but they're a long, long way down in the second half of the field. At the other end, with 2 laps to go, Dave Wooder goes through, crosses the line and goes into turn 1. Marta Garcia there in 2nd position, 3rd Dean McDonald. They look settled, but 4th and 5th are now together. Richard Verschoor starting to come under attack from Maurizio van der Laan. We've got Spanish drivers in 2nd and 5th positions now. Van der Laan might have a go here at the inside of Richard Verschoor onto the hairpin. No, sits pretty, stays there, doesn't try the move. Marcus Armstrong coming at them as well. He's only a couple of kart lengths back. So 1st, 2nd and 3rd look like they're settled at the moment. But Verschoor and Van der Laan are trying to work together, I think, on this lap, just to try and close the gap, maybe to try one lap at having a go at Dean McDonald for 3rd place, and that I think is why Maurizio van der Laan is sat with Richard Verschoor and he's not fighting him yet. If he feels that time's running out, which it will do soon, then he might have a go at Richard Verschoor and try and get 4th place away from him. But for the time being, they're trying not to hold each other up. They're trying to close that gap to Dean McDonald. I think they're beginning to do it, but there's only just over a lap to go now. So the race leader, how many times we said that this weekend, Dave Wooder, he's going to throw himself into the championship fight here, with others having a bad weekend as he starts the final lap of the race. Marta Garcia in 2nd, Dean McDonald 3rd. Who will finish 4th? Richard Verschoor goes through turn 1, down towards turn 2 in that 4th place. Maurizio van der Laan, though, Matt, doesn't make a move yet.
No, not at the minute. I think it was wise not to make a move at turn 3 that previous time round. Now he gets a good run through the corner. He'll look down inside. No, he doesn't again. He thought about it, but you're normally hampered on the exit of that corner, so it might be a wise move for Maurizio just to stay there. But by doing so, he's now going to be right under attack from Marcus Armstrong, who is still in 6th place. A man who's dropped down from his starting grid position of 3rd, so I'm sure he's not going to be too happy with where he's going to finish here. But still, it'll be solid points for Marcus Armstrong in 6th place. Can Maurizio van der Laan do anything on the last couple of corners? He heads up now through the right-hander towards turn number 7. They'll go. Dave Wooder again, the man who still leads this one. The gap at the front gradually coming down between himself and Marta Garcia, but I don't think Marta has done enough to get to the tail of Dave Wooder. The checker flag is prepared in front of us. Dave Wooder turned his way through the final corner. He's had a poor pre-final so far this year. The final turn's good for him though here at Zuera. He takes the victory for juniors. 2nd place goes to our Spaniard Marta Garcia. Fantastic run from her this weekend. 3rd place in the end was Dean McDonald. The Scotsman comes home with a good podium position, just like he did last time out at the Laghi circuit in Italy. Richard Verschoor did well to hold off from Maurizio van der Laan to the flag. He got there by about 0.2 of a second in the end, so he wasn't under too much pressure as they crossed the line. 6th place goes to Marcus Armstrong. The Kiwi finishes off with another good top 10 result. 7th place to Dzina Slavinsky. 8th place for Max Timmermans. Did find himself a little bit higher up during that race, but towards the end he drops himself down. 9th place for Luke Ibanez, and 10th place the way of Alex Quinn. So that's how the juniors are shaped up. If you're watching on RGM MC TV, you can see the top 18 results there for you. Dan Holland Racing take the victory in that one, with Dave Wood winning by a second over Marta Garcia for the MGL Racing Extreme team, and Strawberry Racing make it a trio of different teams on the podium, with Dean McDonald coming home in 3rd place. Just outside the top 10, Padana Manang in 11th, 12th place then for Jack McCarthy for Strawberry Racing. Dan Holland Racing once again inside some good positions, with Leonard Hugenboom coming from outside the top 30 in that one. Of course, one of the man who got through the second chance heats through the order there. Presley Martano, another man again working his way from the back up to 14th place. Very impressive from that youngster. Mick Vishofer in 15th. Finley Hutchinson comes home 16th. Max Hoffer down to 17th place. So a man who suffered during that race, and 18th place goes away of Luke Valelms for the team TKP. Further down, 19th place was Luke Wooder. 20th place for Rinus van Kamthort. Good day yesterday for him in the heats, but slightly disappointing today, finishing in 20th place. A few more lower down, 23rd for Jordan Brown Nutley. Andrew Wong in 24th place. And look at Tommy Pryling, the man who came here after 2 pre-final victories, 2 final victories as well. He really does suffer this weekend. He will not take the championship away after the 3 rounds so far. It's going to go right down to the wire in France next time out. So Tommy comes home 25th. We've got Nicholas Scholl down to 28th, Darren Keane 29th, Javier Gonzalez in 30th place, and everyone finished that race, which is good to see. The last few in there: Ayrton Simmons, Daniel Loco, Gianfranco Mazzaferro and Jakob Bazel round out the 34 runners, and that's how juniors come through to finish their final here in Spain.